So Elizabeth Warren, she was on one of the weekend shows. I think it was, State of the Nation or whatever it is, the one on CNN on Sunday mornings. And I saw her on that show. And she said, if we don't get up and deliver, then I believe Democrats are going to lose this fall in this election. And I agree with her. We are measurably losing support among young parents who lost as a result of every single Republican in the Senate, along with Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, who lost those $300 a month child support payments. We've seen now an explosion in childhood poverty. We have a massive problem with student debt. We have corporate price gouging. And it seems to me like this is like the trifecta for these guys. Judd Legum's newsletter this morning, I believe it was Judd's. It might have been David Sirota's. I read both of them, and sometimes their content. Yeah, here it is. This is the. Oh no, this isn't either one of them. This is by Richard Hine. This is the Daily Edge. A whole bunch of billionaires have just weighed in, and they're throwing their money into Republican circles. Rupert Murdoch, Blackstone CEO Steven Schwartzman, Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison, Citadel CEO Ken Griffin, Home Depot co-founder Ken Langone, and hedge fund billionaire Paul Singer, all giving massive donations to the GOP. This is for these elections, the elections that are just coming up. And you can thank the Supreme Court, by the way, for all this. So what Elizabeth Warren is saying is that we need to be calling out, the price gouging by these giant corporations and these billionaires, the exploiting the tax loopholes by the billionaires, the rewriting the laws essentially by these right-wing billionaires. She said that we should cancel student debt. I'm with her on that. She's called on her party to pass a windfall profits tax on the oil and gas industry, which is robbing us. This morning, I was listening to NPR and, getting dressed, and they were talking about how the price of oil is down, the price of gasoline is up. Well, what does that tell you? It tells you that the oil companies are stealing from us. It's price gouging. There's only a handful of oil companies left in the United States, just like there's only a handful of airlines, there's only a handful of food companies, and a handful. It's basically every industry is now monopolized. And they were actually able to measure this, that support for Biden and his party is slipping among young voters, partly on climate change, partly on student debt, partly on the child tax credit, which sent the loss of that child tax credit in January has sent poverty surging. So I guess there's a political question here and a practical question. Number one, we know all these things should be done. President Biden was quite popular when he passed the American Rescue Plan back in 2021, in the summer of 2021. It produced some really, really good results, including, the child tax credit. But then every single Republican and Manchin and Sinema set out to destroy that, to end that. And I'm of the opinion that, Manchin is just following his fossil fuel friends, and Sinema is following her big pharma and health insurance industry friends. I'm not sure that either or both of them are really committed to destroying the Democratic Party, but that's the consequence of it. That's the effect of what's going on. So if the Democrats, if the Biden administration can pull this off, if they can break out some of these bills and pass them through the House and get them to the Senate as standalone legislation, to say to Republicans and Manchin and Sinema, I dare you to take on this one. And President Biden can end $50,000 of student debt right across the board for the roughly half of students with student debt who have federal loans. Should that be done now? Or should that be done in September? If that's done in September, because keep in mind, people have short memories in politics, very short memories. Now, the Republicans seem to think that they need to be doing their positioning for November right now. But, of course, we're going into primary season. And in Republican world, it's Trumpy Republicans versus rational Republicans, if there is such a thing. You know what I'm talking about. But I guarantee you that they have just laid the groundwork for the social wars that they're going to be having this fall. So should Joe Biden wait until September to end student debt? After all, the student debt moratorium runs until August 31st. So should he? I'm personally of the opinion, given that the moratorium goes through August 31st, that he probably shouldn't do anything with student debt until September 1st, and he should do it on September 1st. You know, wipe out $50,000. This was his campaign promise. Keep it. And many of the other things that can be done. You know, just step by step, start this stuff. Start it this fall after everybody's back from summer vacation. What do you think? Do you think I'm being too cynical here, too political? Or is this the time that we absolutely need to just do what's going to work to hold power in this political system so that the power doesn't get seized by people who are openly fascist?